Hello, dear friends. This is Grandma Jeannie. Guess what I'm doing today? I'm back in my workshop, one of my favorite places to be. Going to do one of my very favorite things. After I work here a little bit, I'm going to run out to the garden and do a little weeding. So I pulled my hair back in preparation for that. You can see the house we're going to work on right here over my shoulder. I'm going to give you a closer look at it. This is a Marx carport house, and it's called that because on this end down here, there's a carport. I'll turn it around in a minute. You'll get a better look at it. This house needs just a little bit of work. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do, and then I think I'll come back and do it in pieces, smaller pieces. First of all, there's a little bit of rust and discoloration along this white edge. That's easy enough to mask that off and then repaint that white for a nice clean look. There's a little bit of light, maybe rust on this floor and this floor. There's some very light speckles in there where the paint is a little bit discolored. So I'm going to touch those up just lightly with the right color paint and those will disappear. I've already cleaned this house once, but it maybe could use a little bit more cleaning. Over here by the carport, there's a little area here where there's some missing paint there along those bricks. Let's swing it around. And you'll see there's a little bit of grass gone there, a little bit of the green grass. Here you can see that edge better that I'm talking about. That edge needs to be freshened up. Here we need a little bit of green paint. Back here there's a few little speckles that I'll just touch up with, just touch lightly, dab paint on there. And bring it around this way. Now you can see that pretty carport. These plastic pieces, I believe these are original to this house. A lot of times they're missing and there are replacements available. I'm going to post the link to an Etsy shop where you can buy these pieces if you need them, if they're missing. And again, a little bit of areas here along the edge that we'll clean up and touch up, and over here. This house has one more issue that I want to deal with. I don't know that you'll be able to see it well, but right here there's a dent in the bottom. And that dent has caused a shallow dent through here, which is why this post is floating around and doesn't want to connect well because that is dented up. So I'm going to straighten that out. And then I've done this in the past on another house, a house similar to this with a similar issue. After I straightened the floor out, I glued some flat lids to the bottom underneath here. Lids from like water bottles that are not very thick to keep that from bowing down in the future. I'm going to sand it a little bit, give it a quick wipe down, and then I'm going to repaint that, not white, but what I call dollhouse white, which is just a little bit of an off-white. Here's my palette. I use a cutting board and it's covered with freezer paper. So after I get quite a little bit of paint on this, the other side, see it's already painted up, I rip that off and throw it away and I don't have to worry about washing my palette. So I've got on here white, antique white, and a little bit of brown in case I want it just a little bit browner. So I'm not sure. I think we'll do a combination of this and make that what I call dollhouse white, which is a little bit of an off-white, kind of a vintage white. Just going to paint along here. When I'm done with that, I'm going to go over that with a coat of Mod Podge to help protect it since that edge gets a lot of wear. I want to show you the technique I'm going to use on this floor. First of all, the floor is speckled on purpose with a pattern of a little bit of green speckles on a white background. But you see these darker spots? I have put a little bit of my Dollhouse white, which is just an off-white, on my brush, and I'm just going to dab it on those little brown spots. I often will follow that up with tapping it with my finger, which will blend that paint in to the background and cover those brown spots and not be noticeable. That is very effective and easy to do. I'm going to do the whole floor this way. That kitchen floor is looking really good. Let's pull this masking tape off and see how this trim looks. The next color I'm going to do is this orange, and see there's a few of those dark speckles, so I'll mix up some paint that matches that and just dot it on there on those little brown spots. Over here there's a few little white scratches. I'll do the same, and then I'll add a little more color and I'll cover up these spots over here on this brick patio. In preparation, here's what I have on my palette: red, orange, yellow, white, and a little bit of brown in case I need to mute it down just a little bit. Here's a couple of points about acrylic paint. First of all, it dries a little darker than it is when it's wet. Because this floor is not a flat color, if these little brown spots show through when I get done, I can darken my shade up a little bit and go over it again, because this floor naturally is kind of light and dark and light and dark. So I'm going to finish this up using the very same technique. If at any time I don't like the way it's going, I can take a damp cloth and wipe that off and do it again. But we're going to call the living room floor done. I did go back in and darken that a bit, as well as I added a little bit of brown, followed my own advice, and remembered that a lot of times you need a little brown in these vintage dollhouses to match that vintage color. Look over here where those white scratches were. Since we've got that red and orange out, we're going to do these. Now this will be a little darker color, and the technique will be a little different because these are bigger areas, not those tiny dots. So it'll probably take a full coat of paint, probably several coats. When I do several coats, the first couple of coats, I try to match the color, but if it's not perfect, that's okay, because my next, maybe third coat, I'll lighten or darken a little bit, and I call that my color correction coat. Because some of those dark spots covered up the white lines, well, my orange paint also covered up the white lines. So I'm going to try to trace those back in there where I can. I think I'm going to call that done and good. It's not perfect, but way better than it was. I did one more thing before I quit. I got out a toothpick, and using the orange on one end and white on the other, I tried to clean up those lines and sharpen them up a little bit. In preparation of painting, these are the colors I've got on my palette: dark green, green, yellow, brown, and white. I'm working on the grass tonight. I think it's the last color for us to paint. There are several little spots of green that need touched up, but the worst is probably right in here where it's dark, and then right along here and over here, and then around. I'll go all the way around the house and touch up every little green spot that needs it. I put a little bit of masking tape here to protect that white edge that I previously painted, to make sure I don't get any green paint on it. I have gone all the way around the house, and I'm feeling very good about that green. I'll probably spin it around one more time and see if it needs any highlights and make sure the color has dried right. Otherwise, I'm going to call the green done, which means I think we're about done painting. I've got maybe a couple tiny other things I might do. Then I need to think about what I'm going to do to replace the front door and maybe the chimney. In order to get the door on, well, I had to take the bottom of the house off. Here it is, and let me show you the issue. I got to flip it over. Over here, there's a dent, and the dent is bad enough that it has caused that house to bow down, so that when I hook it on there, it doesn't make a good contact all the way around. So we're going to straighten that out, and then I'm going to put a few supports under here to make sure that that never crushes down again, because the weight of the house tends to want to push that down and warp that bottom. Here's how you straighten out these metal houses. I use a block of wood. This time I've got a small piece. I sometimes use a bigger piece. This is a piece of hardwood floor. I use a rubber hammer. This looks like metal, but it's hard rubber. And I'm just going to use the wood and put it where that dent is. And then I'm going to pound, start gently, and then pound harder, harder, harder until I get that dent out. I feel like there's a shallow dent right here also. That is very good. It is much, much flatter than it was. I want to show you that right here there is a dip in the roof. And I can tell that because when I put my hardwood up there, you can see there's more of a gap right in there. So I'm going to hold my hardwood tight, and I'm going to hammer up here like that and see if we can straighten that out just a little bit. Now I've actually turned the house upside down so I can hammer down, and there is that very same dent. That is very good. I'm happy with it. One advantage to videotaping these is I have done this same repair on another house, and I've forgotten how I did it. So I looked at my video, and now I remember. So I use these water bottle lids. They're kind of flat, and they need a little more depth, so I'm going to add a piece of cardboard to them. And I've got 12 of those lids spread out here on this house. You need to avoid these slots because that's where the tabs are going to go in to hold the house together. One more tip as you're crafting, when you're ready to put a new stick in, melt the end of this a little bit and then you can stick it on there, and then that will feed through a lot faster. That is super sturdy. That will help protect this house for years and years and years. Let's set this house back on here and it'll be done. There you go, dear friends. It is done, and it is in excellent, excellent condition. Look at that floor is nice and sturdy. All the little pillars are in place. One finishing touch here is the chimney for this pretty, pretty house. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. Remember, Grandma Jeannie loves you.